Greetings, fellow YouTubers, and welcome once again into the Bradicombs. I figured this time around for episode 3, if you will, we'll do what they call the TBR, the to be read books for this very month of March. This is the first time I'm doing this. Is this the only time that I've had a channel to do this with? So I figured, what the heck, might as well fall in. This is just amongst the very many things that I have in mind to eventually do for the channel. So why not get started? First book that I intend to read this month will be Desolation Code by Clive Cussler. That is book 21 in the Steve Austin in the Austin and Zavala series of the Numa Files. That's kind of the love child, as far as I can figure, of the Dirk Pitt series. It's basically the same thing with two different guys, or more or less the same. Zavala, or Austin, collects antique weapons, antique pistols, instead of antique vehicles. But, basically the same thing. It's high adventure. I don't quite recall. I think it's an AI thing taking over Numa that they go after this time. And it's one of those quick comfort type reads. And I kind of look forward to that. There are, I think that is the most recent one. There's probably another one due out anytime soon. Book 2 that I intend to do this, and this is not going to be in any particular order. I'll get to these as I do, but this is going to be obviously Brad Thor's Deadfall. That's book 22 of 25, I believe, that are out now for the Scott Harvath series. He is a, for lack of, it's not really a mercenary, but I will use that in that he's a freelance operative for the U.S. government, or well, that's pretty much it, I guess. But this time he's going to Ukraine to hunt down a rogue Russian military group, or mercenary group, in the midst of all the fun and excitement that's going on there now. And, it's military, mercenary fun. And on the same level is Vince Flynn's Code Red. Unfortunately, Vince Flynn has been dead since 2013, and Kyle Mills has been taking over since then. He recently left the series, and it is Don Bentley, I believe, that has been writing the last two. But Rap is the same, basically the same sort of thing as the previous guy, Brad Thor. And this guy, though, he's kind of got a whole coterie of operatives himself, more of the mercenary type, I guess you would say. They've got a whole subdivision of the operatives that live in the same area and cover each other's rear ends, as it were. This time around, Mitch is going to Syria to investigate a new deadly drug that might have wider ranging international borders to cross, and get him into a heck of a lot more trouble. Fun. This is what I tell you. It's fun. I must say, this type of thing I've been reading. I think these were the first types of books outside of fantasy that I got into with James Bond in the 80s. John Gardner started writing a series of the James Bond books, and at that point they re-released all of Ian Fleming's books in paperback in order, and just really got into them. They're, in the 50s and in the 60s, mostly written So they're kind of dated, but you get the flavor of James Bond. Uh, for most of the actors that have done the role, not really so much Roger Moore. He was more of a goofball in the role. But anyway, this has nothing to do with what I'm going to be reading this month, so let us push on, shall we? Next book is Steve Berry's The Last Kingdom. This is book 17 of 20 now in the Cotton Malone series. Cotton Malone is used to be a top operative for the U.S. Justice System or Department, working, undercover type jobs and that sort of thing. Has since been retired and living in Copenhagen as a rare bookseller. He's a bookstore owner. And in this one, he comes across a tale of the Mad King of Bavaria, King Ludwig, who apparently went about in his final years trying to set up a new kingdom or a new empire. And apparently, some document exists to prove that this has happened, which would, of course, cause a whole lot of problems in international borders and that sort of thing now. So, interested to see where that goes. Next, I move on with Silverthorn, book 2, or 3, depending on how you look at it, in the Rift War saga, the world of Midkemia. And in this one, because of the first one or two, have a lot of things that have occurred already, speaking too much about what will happen in this, or what I understand will happen in this, needs to be slightly vague, and that is the King Arutha prepares to get himself hitched, and the feces impacts with the air circulation unit before this can happen. I believe there's some undead that start invading, and the usual intrigue that goes on. And I look forward to getting deeper into this. I believe there are up to like 31 books that Raymond and a few other authors have committed to writing in this. Well, committed to, they've already written. So maybe at some point, before I am unable to see or buried underground, we'll get to all of them, because they're pretty cool. I must say, the first one, Magician, I know several other book reviewers on BookTube have mentioned such things before, but this was one of the early releases, if you will, of modern fantasy, and doesn't quite follow the tropes and whatnot that go on in between. I mean, there's this long span of time. The characters that you think are going to get together, that are like, oh, these guys, they're getting together. You can tell that doesn't happen. It's just the magic system, such as it is. I can't really call it a system per se at this point. Is very interesting, and there are a few points. If you know, when there is a siege going on, the way they find out that sappers are building tunnels is a little too trite, a little too easy. Like, oh, just in time, got that before anything terrible happened. So, but all in all, it's well written and a fun series, and I look forward to moving on with it. Finally, and I am not finished completely with the previous book, Peril's Gate. This is book 6 of the Wars of Light and Shadow series, and book 3 of the Alliance of Light, I believe. And the series on the whole is just amazing if you haven't gotten into it yet. I know many booktubers are into it as well. As a matter of fact, I believe there's this incredible group of people that get together and speak about it and post their thoughts on this very, not channel, but on this very booktube YouTube thing. So, I mean, if you know, you know. Obviously, there were two brothers, Light and Shadow, that wind up being cursed to basically need to destroy each other. And anytime they come within any close contact, the feces impacts with the air circulation unit, and any plan that they may have had just goes to hell, and they must destroy each other at any cost. In this present volume, I'm still working my way through Grand Conspiracy, which is the previous book. I'm just over halfway through. At this point, Erathon must stay off land, so he and his group of seagoing vessels have been searching all around the lands. And in this book, apparently he gets on land, and that is not good. That is not going to lead to anything good. And that's about all I know of it. I look forward to getting into it for next month, or for this month, excuse me. It is the first as I record this. And that's about it. I hope to be able to get through them all. The first few books are relatively quick and easy reads. Jenny Wirtz, as much as I do, well, I can't say that she's a difficult read, honestly. You just kind of have to take your time, because as I understand it from hearing people who have progressed into the series, that there are many things that occur in earlier books that pop up again in the later books and may have a serious impact on what has been going on. So I try to pay a bit closer attention than just zipping through as quickly as I can. And she's quite the craft mistress, if I may use the term. So that's it for this particular episode from the Bradicombs. That's more books than brainwaves this time, because, too many shines off of the top of this brainwave is not a good thing. So thanks for listening, folks. And I hope everybody is well and tunes in. I could use a few more followers. So, as they say, hit that like and subscribe button. That's the first time I've ever said that. That feels weird. So thanks for watching, folks. That's it. Next time.